you are watching Danger's Edge. We're throwing some axes and knives tonight in my beautiful backyard. I think I'm just going to start out by throwing these little three axes, I should say. These are pretty sweet little guys. I've been really having a great time throwing them. They throw really fun, and I'll just give you a little close-up of them. But these guys are super sweet because they just stick pretty much every time, and you can really adjust their, how far you can throw them, because if you want to just get a single rotation, you can really slow them down by either choking up or speed them up by choking down if you want to get that extra like two rotations. But yeah, these are really cool by DWFKHT. They're also just like full tank, so these will outlive me. I've been trying to break them by throwing them as hard as I can, to just see, if there's any reason like not to get these. But to be honest, for the price of them, you really can't beat it. You get, 3 axes for the same price of like 1 axe. And if you really don't care about, some people are like, oh, these are, hey, these are just, punched out and made in a giant factory. Who gives a shit? I'm throwing them at a piece of wood. So, thank you for joining me. If you're joining me now already early on, but yeah, I'm throwing knives and axes for fun. I'm glad you guys are all joining us. And this is the first time you're seeing this. I hope that you, throw something in the comments. Let us know where you're from. Tell us, what time you're watching this. I would love to see a comment in like 5 or 6 years, like I'm watching this in, 2030 or whatever on the comments or something. That would be really silly. But I would love to see it. So even right now, though, of course, like if you're watching it, I think the furthest way person we had was Germany. He was watching at like 3 a.m. So that was pretty neat. He was putting in some funny comments in there and stuff. It was pretty sweet. So let's get some axe throws in there. But yeah, these 3 are just, oh man, these are super fun. I'll give you another close-up of them too, just so you know what I'm throwing. Let me know if you need to change angles or whatnot. But yeah, sick. LA, nice, dude. I love throwing, dude. Hell yeah, dude. I have my buddies in LA too. Oh, it's Trainer Stabber. That's so funny. I didn't realize it. Angles look good. Beautiful. That's all I needed. Let's get it. Oh, the first miss of the night. That's okay. Wow. I think I'm going to start a little challenge right now. If I do miss, I'll do a push-up. I don't know. On these rocks. I'll do 5 push-ups every time I miss. That'll give me a nice little workout. Give me something to push for. And it'll be fun, Push-ups are the best way to stay in shape, everybody. Just a heads up. Just a reminder. There you go. 3 different targets, 3 different axes, well, 3 axes. It's always fun. I actually think these are really hard to throw underhand for whatever reason. I think it's just the mechanic. That's already 5. Ooh, that's 10. Ooh, 15 push-ups right there. Bummer. But before I do those push-ups, I do want to stick at least 1 underhand, because these guys underhand, for whatever reason, I just don't think they carry the weight like a regular axe does, and you really have to huck it. Yeah, like that was an overspin even. Ooh, okay. All right, so you're gonna use 25 push-ups. Let's get it. All right. I don't want to gas myself out too much, so I won't do any more underhands. But all right, then I'm gonna retire these guys after this little throwing set, because now we're rolling, everybody. Again, these are the 3 packs from DWFKHT. And link in bio if you had any questions or anything like that. But yeah, let's get it. I just love how these throw. Like the way these things kind of exit the hand really just, it kind of reminds you of when you're throwing like a bigger knife for full spin. These throw, like they train you well is the best way to say that. So really just allows you to figure out exactly how you want to throw those. Like once figured out, you're throwing the same way every time. Some knives, I feel like you kind of have to adjust for however that knife is feeling that day, or however you're feeling. But like these axes, my favorite so far that we've ever worked with. These axes by DWFKHT. This is the silver one. This one's in black. But these two axes are sweet. Really, really well made. I, on the first day I was using it, broke the handle on this one because I hit it with the other axe. Not recommended. These are still wood handles, so they do break if you hit them with something else. But that's user error, not the axe's fault. These guys have been nothing but great. No wobbly heads, nothing falling apart, and really good steel. Honestly, the steel on it should be 1095 or something like that. So really, really good. Again, another thing that will outlive me. I'm too used to those small ones, so this is an axe. That's one miss, so I'm gonna bring it over here. Whoa, man, these rocks hurt my fingers, but better than the other stuff. That was 5. Let's get it. Okay. Let's see if there's any other things I need to answer in the comments. Let me know if you have any questions or comments about axe throwing. Have you ever thrown an axe? And then let's see. Do it opposite, which can you clarify on the opposite? Because are you talking about underhand? Located on earth. I'm in the PNW. And then throwing knife or axe? Oh, good question. So I think throwing axes is significantly easier as far as learning curve goes. I would actually say, I would go as far as to say, everything with axe throwing, 90% of it is your distance. Everybody's going to throw the axe completely different. They're going to have their own little nuances or how they end up, releasing it, or where they end up releasing it even. Some people might be taller, some people might be shorter. So, you're going to throw the axe the same way every time. So once you figure out what distance you kind of want to work with, not want to work with, but what distance works for you, you'll stick that axe every time. Something we always say on this channel is copy paste. Once you get it, keep doing that. So like here, I know I throw from what's called regulation axe throwing distance is what I call it, because that is what they throw for on the regulation side. It's 15 feet is where they throw axes whenever they're competing and things like that. And there's a reason for that. It works for pretty much everybody. You'll always be within kind of that range. I always mention whenever I'm training somebody or teaching somebody new, like throw from this distance. You might think, oh, this seems a little bit close, but it's safer to hit the target than it is to miss the target or to have a bounce back from further away. Or of course, being even closer than the 15 feet. So I have it marked out here. But of course, you can throw an axe from any distance, far or short. But in this case, I'm throwing right at 15. I'm should be able to stick it every time. I actually over rotated on that one. So that tells me I need to adjust my distance a little bit closer. Just like an inch or so will change everything for axe throwing. So it's really all about adjusting your distance. Like I was literally only maybe an inch or two forward, and I really just threw it the same way. So hope that answered that question. Which one's harder, axe or knife throwing? But of course, once you get into it, you know, knife throwing is fun because you actually can throw different styles, right? So axe throwing, there's really, you know, there's, ooh, I got to shout him out if I can remember his name. But there's one guy on Instagram and all this stuff. Adam does a pretty good job, but he does a great job throwing knives. But there's another guy, I think it's something black metal axes or something like that. And he throws axes just like the weirdest ways. Like he'll throw it like this. He'll throw it some weird, funky ways that sometimes I watch it. I'm like, I know that took you 20 or 30 tries just trying to stick it that way, trying to make it happen. Like I could try some funky throws, but it might take me some time. But I like throwing the traditional ways, you know, underhand, overhand. So like, let me do an underhand for you and an overhand. There you go. And those are lined up perfectly. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful placements of those two. But yeah, hope that answered your question about which one's harder, knife or axe throwing. Let me see what else we got here. A batarang. I mean, you can always hit the target without worrying about miss. True, yeah. So I don't know if anybody here has ever thrown a ninja star before. It's part of the reason why ninja stars are technically like really illegal in some places. Batarangs actually can miss. People often think, oh, a batarang will always stick, you know, but unless all the edges of the batarang is sharp, you know, you're gonna miss. You could potentially miss with a batarang. You know, there is some nuances with that. I don't have or own a batarang. I would love to own a batarang because, you know, big Batman fan here, but, you know, Marvel all the way. But with batarangs and stuff, there is potentials for those to miss if you don't throw them right. A little 2 for axe right there, if anybody caught that. 2 axes at once, that was pretty sweet. Always love that one. You hold that, just like kind of hold them side by side. Really important to keep them straight and tight. And then just throw it the same way. And they should stick every time. You kind of have to throw it a little bit harder than you think, but they should stick. That's the other thing about knife and axe throwing. Some people think you got to throw the axe super duper hard to just make it stick. But no, you could throw that thing super slow and, you know, just barely make it stick like that. I like barely threw that right now, or I can throw it super hard, make it stick super hard, of course. But as long as you hit that axe head, you'll get it to stick every time. Oh, those of you that are watching too, really appreciate the like and follows. We are still a growing channel, so we're trying to get to 3K viewing hours so we can actually monetize this channel. And really means a lot. For every minute that you guys stay, it really breaks down that hour of watching time. So, you know, there's 60 of you watching now. If 60 of you stayed for 1 minute, that is 1 hour of watch time, and we need 3K. So we really need to get, you know, we need to break down this thing. We did the math, and I think we have to go live. If we average about 40 watch hours per live, then we actually only need to go live 60 times before the end of the year. So really gotta just keep chugging, throwing axes. I'm gonna switch to knives in a second. I know I'm throwing a lot of axes. I like the axes because they're just kind of mind numbing. But yeah, really appreciate the likes and follows. All the reactions that we get really means a lot. I'm really proud of what we do and what we do on the channel. I do recommend checking out our, what is it called? Oh, our Park Hopper series on here. Those have taken us the longest times to create, and we put a lot of love and effort into every single one of those. So every view that we get on those, we are watching closely because we really enjoy it. The Park Hopper series, we are, I like to say, our niche is knife and axe throwing actually in the woods. So, you know, throwing out here in my backyard is great and super fun, but you'll find on our channel, all of our long form is mainly based about throwing in national parks and beautiful locations that, you know, knife and axe throwing is not well known for being done in. We actually, you know, they say you got to be a purple cow on YouTube, and we're as purple as they get. I don't think anybody is actually doing the type of knife and axe throwing that me and my counterpart Ryan are doing here. So really means a lot if you guys check our channel out, and let us know what you think. You know, give us an honest review. Let us know, you know, hey, this would be cool if you tried this out, or you know, maybe try something out, you know. But we also do a lot of mountain biking. Danger's Edge is all about being on the edge of danger, as you can tell by the name. So, oh, that one missed. So that's a 5er right there. Let me do those 5 real quick and we bang them out. Hoo-ah. Oh man, that's a good workout. I love this. This is making me get back into shape. No problem. So yeah, let me check the comments, see if there's any other questions or whatnot. Again, these are the DWFKHTs from Throw Club. Oh, not Throw Club. Sorry, DWFKHT throwing axes. They don't come with this handle. Like I said, I broke that on the first day by hitting it with the other axe, but that was an accident. And then this one is the one in black. I think the one in black is pretty sweet, but I have to be honest, I'm a sucker for some stainless steel just because I like the way it looks. It reminds me of silver, and I love some silver. What's crazy throwing? Oh, I got a crazy throwing story. So I was throwing by myself, and I was out in the woods. I have a lot of crazy throwing stories, so I'm trying to break it down which one I'm trying to tell you about. But the main one that comes to mind when you say crazy is I decided to go on a throwing adventure by myself. So I went out and I found this one spot that was near I was on my way home actually from Lake Tahoe, and I stopped in at this one spot not near what the heck is that? Umpqua Hot Springs. If anybody has been to Umpqua Hot Springs, shout out. I was going to Umpqua Hot Springs, but it was literally too smoky there. So they closed Umpqua Hot Springs due to fires, and I had to move on. So obviously I couldn't go throw near or around Umpqua Hot Springs. And I stopped in at this little, I forgot what the name of it was, but it was another spot I hope to go back to because there was these giant logs there. We're talking, you know, big old honkers. I'm going to count that as a stick because it's still up there. But there were these big old logs and whatnot. And I was throwing at this one log that was sticking out, and I was maybe 15 or 20 feet away from it because I was standing on the stump and I was above it. So the fell tree, I was throwing at the round part of the stump that was, again, like 20 or 30 feet away. And it was very high consequence is what we call it. So it being high consequence, it was, you know, if I miss, I have lost that knife. That knife is gone. And I only had brought 6 knives with me. And I really was like, okay, well, I'm going to get this out of the way. I'm only going to take 3 shots at it because I have 6 knives, so I don't want to lose them all. And I decided, okay, I'm going to throw at this. So I get up on the top of the thing. As I'm up there, I throw the one. Boom. I miss. But somehow, miraculously, the knife like lands, and then, you know, sometimes you cut a log and there's like different layers to it, and it lands and it actually stays perfectly. So I would call it like a knife support. So I'm like, okay, cool. Didn't lose that knife. I've got another shot. So I throw another knife and I'm like, okay, you know, I tried to make it, missed again. Same thing happens. It falls, it rests perfectly. Third time, of course, third time's a charm. I learned a lot about the first one and the second one. So I took that again, standing on this log, you know, again, 20 or 30 feet away, and I just chuck it for that long distance no spin. Sticks perfectly, you know, and I'm like, that was fucking great. Phenomenal. Got the stick. But, you know, I don't half-ass anything here. So I wasn't happy with with that. You know, I was like, okay, hey, well, let me try again. So I threw 3 knives again, but this time wasn't as lucky. So the first knife, throw it, bing, bounces off, falls into these rocks. All these rocks, when I mean high consequence, I mean that these rocks were all different heights. There was holes in the rocks. It was on the edge of a cliff or whatever, basically, that was just rocks, like just big old boulders and everything, all different shapes and sizes everywhere. Falls in there. I'm like, okay, cool. At least it's on video, so I know where it fell. Second knife, throw it. Boom, bing, miss. Oh, falls over, miss. It's definitely there. But again, I'm videotaping, so I should know where these actually fell at. Then third knife again. Third time's a charm, as always, right? Learned a lot about the first and the second one. Throw it, stick. Nice. Okay, cool. I got that. I got that on video. It's great. I'm going to walk up on it, show that it's stuck, all that fun stuff. Grab that knife, all great and dandy. But because I was supposed to be at Umpqua Hot Springs, it was getting pretty late at night. And I have a saying as well where a knife is only lost if you stop looking for it. So here I am, in the woods, again, by myself. It was a pretty short trail, luckily, but I'm up there and I'm looking for this knife everywhere. I find one of them because I got really lucky, and I'm looking around and there it is. Okay, great, cool, grab it. Had to watch back the video to find the other one to see where it kind of fell. And I was dumbfounded. I was like, I can't find this knife anywhere. I don't know how I'm going to get this thing. I used the metal detector to see if I could, hear it within one of these holes, like know where I need to reach my hand into, essentially. No luck. Then I was like, okay, well, I'm going to use our other tool, which is actually a long magnet. And this long magnet, I decided to just, again, I watched the video and I was like, man, it has to be within these rocks. Again, on this face, this pretty deep, pretty big face rock, like face, just a bunch of different boulders. I take that magnet and I stick it down there in a random hole, just one that I thought was near where it landed. And sure enough, I hear a dink, just something stuck to the magnet. So I was like, oh, that's the knife. That's for sure the knife. Go back down, dink, hear it again. Could not pick it up because the magnet is like just strong enough to kind of hold on to a knife. If something hits it, it falls right off. So I find out, then I'm like, okay, well, I gotta come at it at a different angle. And yeah, I look around, I'm checking for this knife, I'm looking. And then again, I stick the magnet into a random hole that should, in theory, should be where it is at. Stick the magnet in there, dink, hits it. I pull it out super duper slow. Sure enough, there's my knife. I was freaking ecstatic because, again, a knife is only lost if you stop looking for it. So I was super stoked about that. I made a little talking video, but again, like I mentioned, it was getting late at night and I didn't have my lights, and I'm super excited that I got this knife, and that's pretty much the story. But the funny part of another funny part of the story is I watched back the video of me trying all these shots, and I got the sticks. That was great. But I really wanted to make a like top to bottom descent video of me just walking and throwing knives. Halfway through, of course, like I said, it was getting late. Looking back at the videos, if anybody knows Insta360s, they're not very good in low light unless you have the right settings on. So looking back on it, I had like another 20 or 25-minute long video that was just basically pitch black of me just like, all you hear is running through the darkness. And I get back and, I thought I had this great video that I was going to be able to post, but no, it was not even anything worth posting. But I did post that one stick, which was pretty great. And I did miss that X, so I got to do 5. Let's go. I'm going to do some wide push-ups here. This is actually a great little workout here. I'm loving it. But yeah, let's see if there's anything I missed. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that story. Rate my storytelling. Can I ask a question? Absolutely, sir. Late night Soch. Hey, Jarvis is here. Hey, Jarvis Jury. FEA, Appalachian Mountains. Let me see, FX, yep. How's your aim? I think my aim's pretty good. I can hit stuff if I wanted to. He's got good aim, pretty consistent. Yeah, yeah. I would say I would never try that, Mr. Fortitude Valence. I would hit an apple off of like, you know, a mannequin's head or something like that. But I think putting somebody else's life in danger is just not that cool. You know, it's like off somebody's head. You know, I would trust few people to do it on myself. So why would I trust? You know, why would I put that? I don't recommend putting somebody else's life in danger, regardless how good you think you are. It's never that cool. You know, it's like those people say all the time when, you know, we're of course on danger's edge, but you know, that's on the edge of danger where it's not really worth it. You see those circus clown guys where they're throwing axes and knives at, you know, pretty looking women or whatnot. And, you know, there's those horror ones where literally, again, beautiful woman getting hit in the face with a fucking knife, which is like, okay, cool. Hadn't happened for the 200 shows, but that one time, now that knife thrower that has probably never missed in his entire career is only known for hitting that woman in the face. Is it worth trying to hit an apple off somebody's head? I don't think so, personally. Do I think I could hit an apple off somebody's head? Probably, because I was aiming for that little target right there and I got it. But again, you're throwing a knife and an axe. You know, these things are not toys. You know, so it's never really worth it to put somebody else's life in danger just for that. Well, that was cool for that one time. Because again, you just end up, you know, if you do miss, you'll end up getting known for the wrong thing. But with that, you know, knowing that, hit that like and subscribe. And, you know, it's something that we stand for. I think there's enough anger and hate in this world, and we really try to be the nicest people that we could be. And that includes just not hurting things. We don't cut down any of the trees that we throw at. We really stand for preservation of our forest and are proud to say that we can do this without harming each other or harming nature. Logs are already dead. We never, like I said, we don't cut the logs down at any point that we're throwing at. We might move a log to a different area, but that's pretty much the worst that we'll do in the wilderness, and that is what we stand for. So you're watching Danger's Edge. Hope you like and subscribe. Let us know in the comments what you're thinking. But yeah, it's nice to stay on the edge. Absolutely, dude. Edging is hella fun. I enjoy edging. If you're not edging, you know, on the edge of danger, oh, that's a miss, then you're kind of missing out, honestly. The buildup is the best part. I like to do those little holds. It's nice to reminder about that, you know, getting all those in there. But all right, I think we've had enough axes. Are you guys ready for some knife throwing? If I get 3 comments saying knife in the next few minutes, I will throw some knives. So I'm going to give it 5 seconds before I look. I'll give it 5. Well, what is this? I'll give it 6 throws. I need 3 people to say knife in the comments, and I will throw knives. Let's get it. So let's get it. 1, 2, and then 6 throws. 3 people. Okay. Oh, I missed though. Do I have to start over? I'm going to start over. I can do 6 in a row. Definitely can do 6 in a row. Okay. And like I said, 3 people's got to say knife, and I'll switch to knife. Okay, there's 2 more throws, and that's 6. Oh, those are in there. There you go. That was 6. And I did have that 1 miss, so I will do some push-ups for that. But let's go. There you go. Nice. All right, let's see if we're throwing knives. Let's see it. Knife, knife, knife. That's it. We're done. We got 3 knives. So, question is, I've got 11 knives here. I'm going to see how long it takes me to stick 11 knives in a row. These are all different types of knives, so that's pretty sweet. You know, all walks of knife, different types of knives here. We got knives from Throw Club. I'll give you a good close-ups of these. This is one of my favorite knives from Throw Club. It's called the Venus. Somebody said they broke this knife on one of our videos, and they probably missed because I've been throwing these things for years and they have not had a single crack. I even threw these inside of a cave and they barely blunted. But yeah, these are the Venuses. Those are the 3 Venuses I'm throwing. Let me go over here. Oh, I've got these 2 right here. These 2 are one of my favorite knives. Only knives that are actually engraved in this batch. Kind of have, you got my name in here. You can kind of see it, but you see that smiley face at the bottom. Yeah, these knives are the Kislar Supreme. These are one of my favorite knives. They are from Russia. Can't get these anymore. But if I were to cut any knives out, this is the shape that I want them. They throw so freaking great. Going back to these ones now. Let me pull this. I think, yeah, oh, these are the Shadows. So we're throwing, these are the Shadows from Throw Club. All these knives are linked in our thing below, so check it out. And yeah, these Shadows are pretty fucking sweet. I'm really enjoying these Shadows. No spin though. I do recommend throwing them opposite so that the not sharp side, like this side, is kind of cradled. Because I was throwing them this way once and then just don't throw well, but this way, oh, phenomenal. And last but not least, the newest member and the hottest member of the crew, I would say, very beautiful knife here. These ones are called Leaf from DWFKHT. Let me just show you those guys here. Let me get the little glint so you can actually see the DWFKHT. There you go, right there. That's right there. Boom. So these are called the Leafs. All these knives throw pretty much exactly the same. Pretty much all the same weight. Pretty much all the same tips. Different points for half and no spin, but everything is pretty much the same. But I can make you some throwing knives. Oh, dude, yeah, David, please make us some throwing knives. Hit us in the comments, David. We're actually looking to work with at-home knife throwers and at-home knife makers. So, Mr. David Wright, hit us in the comments and let's link up, David. I would love to. I'm in the PNW. Let us know what you owe you, but we would love to work with you and get your name out there too. Honestly, we love it. We love working with different people and all types of people. But I gotta say, there is not a single knife from Throw Club or DWFKHT that I would not recommend to any knife thrower. Like every single one of these are phenomenal. They throw how they should throw. If you know what you're doing with throwing knives, you'll figure these all out pretty quick. So yeah, let me grab a sip of water and I'll get throwing these knives for you guys. All right. Like I said, let's see how long it takes me to get 11 knives in a row. I'm going to throw this one on the right. And I'm just going to go traditional half spin. I'm going to be throwing what's called military half spin. Thumb on top. We're going to be smacking it down. And let's try to do all 11 in this middle one right here. There you go. Oop, missed one. There you go. Oh, curse of accuracy. There you go. So I missed, what is that, 3 knives? And so because the knives are so small, I'll do 3 push-ups for each well, push-up for each knife missed. So that's 3 push-ups, I'll take it. But that is 3 misses out of 11 knives. I'll take that for the first one. No warm-up too. And with the push-ups, I'm getting tired. All right, that was 3 push-ups. There you go. Take it. Okay. See if there's any comments about those throws. See if anybody's got some words to say. Oh yeah, nothing. Cool. All right. Oh, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe if you're watching. We're trying to get that 3K watch hours, so really means a lot to us. Every reaction that we get just pushes our videos out there. Really, again, just want to plug our channel. We do knife and axe throwing different than any other channel out there. We do it in the woods, and our lives are obviously a little bit different, and we set up a little bit different. There's no service wherever we're usually throwing knives. So, all right, I'm gonna throw this higher target, just give me more space. But let's get it. Oh, of course I missed the 1. That's 10 out of 11. I'll take this one back and I'll go again here. There you go. That was 10 out of 11. I've got 1 push-up to do because of that miss. I'll do another one just for fun. Oh yeah, get it out of the way. Oh yeah. All right, I gotta do 11 in a row. Let's get it. Oh, thanks for the heads up. Let me go over here. Let me move that way. Thanks for the heads up, Mr. Trainer's Tavern. Ryan, the homie, letting me know. I was throwing at this target. A little bit different area. But that's good. I missed that 1 then. That's good. So I got 11 in a row and I wasn't even in shot. I would have been kind of bummed. But let's hit these 11 in a row. I got that. It's that was 10 in a row, 9 in a row. Missed 1, got the last one. So let's get all of these in a row right here. Oh man, I'm gonna restart. I want to get 11, so gotta slow down. Make sure I have all 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 11. Yeah, hell yeah. So let's do it. 11 in a row. Let's go. Ooh, sorry, I burped on that one. That's 11 in a row, everybody. Everybody saw that? I hope I was in shot. Let me know, but that was 11. Everybody saw it. I'll walk you up just to show you what 11 in a row looks